Hey everybody, I'm Recycled, and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 4 Survival! So, we're back in Sanctuary, and I planted some plants here, and got a couple of settlers here with my new beacon. But, critically, we're missing one of the main ingredients to make adhesive, that is vegetable starch, and that is mutfruit. So, we'll have to go to Graygarden to get their mutfruit, because I couldn't find it anywhere else. We were able to steal some potatoes from the Abernathy's, so that's good.
Been growing pretty good lately.
Hello. And we got lasers on our gun. A gun. Okay, well, we should probably do that before we leave. Yeah, and I've got my stock put on, although it's not really adjusted right. That'll just take some practice, you know, trying different guns and stuff. Basically, I guess because of Frick, the way you hold guns is kind of different with each one, so it's sort of a crapshoot whether or not it'll fit up with the stock the way that I've got it set up. So we'll just have to play and see how it goes. But anyway, we need to go to Greygarden to get their mutfruit, because they've got mutfruit, and we need it. Graygarden is along the railroad tracks. It's right here. So past Drumlin, and then along the tracks. Well, off we go. Maybe we should sleep sometime. What's that thing over there? Gotta be sneaky. Cartography adds all these extra things. Places you can go. Yeah, it always points to something. Well, no bad guys here. Let's continue. There's a little bit of junk in some of these houses. One thing I didn't do while we were back in Sanctuary is to build my scouter. Should have done it. A leather left arm. I already got one of those. Yeah, and we still haven't fought the Deathclaw yet. So I think the last time I fought the Deathclaw pops out of there. And I hid in this building here because the Deathclaw can't really fit through the door. Well, unless the Deathclaw is lucky and it glitches inside, then you're screwed. But you can always run upstairs. Yeah, anyway, it's the same thing as always. If an enemy can't get to your position, they'll run away. Even if they're too stupid to know to do that. Well, Deathclaws seem pretty clever, so maybe they would. So anyway, you basically hide in this building and take pot shots at the thing's belly. That's its weak point, really. The belly. Whenever you shoot the belly, you'll hear this squish noise. That's because you're hitting the right spot. Hide in here, and then the thing will run back and forth. If you're lucky, you could use this car to like do some extra damage by detonating it, or maybe that one over there. But if you're hiding in this building, it'll probably hang out right around here. Well, that's for later. Let's continue. Garvey's still in there, waiting for us to enter. I don't think I'll really use his stick gun, as they're always called. That's what everyone calls them. Oh, so these Ushanka hats, these give you extra intelligence if you need it. I mean, I guess the thing with experience points is you always want more of them until you get to a pretty high level, and then you just don't really care. And then if you get too many experience points, at some point, I guess after level 286, if you have all the DLC and all the perks they add, adding levels just makes the enemy stronger. So I have this other mod called Level Cap, so if we ever do hit level 286, we won't get any higher. There's some special enemies you'll only see when they're at high levels, but those warlords just get stronger and stronger. Super mutant warlords, I mean. There's Drumlin. Looks a little different at night. Where are they getting electricity? Sanctuary Hills is pissed because they don't have any defense. We probably could have sorted that out before we left, but I didn't bother. The truth is, a settlement's happiness doesn't really matter unless, oh hey, there's an enemy. Well, the best thing to do is get a sneak attack. But we'll just shoot it accurately with our gun stock. It's no big deal. Oh crap. Oh crap. Hey, but we're pretty good. With this laser and the gun stock, it's pretty hard to miss. We'll take your proboscis. That is how you say proboscis. Well, is it Latin? Proboscis? I have no idea. There's Corvega. So there's no reason to actually go in there unless someone asked you to. It's a Radiant Quest dungeon, basically. Transient's house. Sometimes you'll find friendly people here, like this guy.
Hey.
Ooh, boy. You may want to keep your distance.
Why? Are you threatening me?
Nah, nothing like that. It's just, well, I think I ate a bad can of meat. Okay. Maybe it was 3 cans. Seemed pretty tasty at first, but now it's got my guts all in a twist. And, well, you can probably smell it from there. Longneck Lukowski's canned meat my ass. Longneck Lukowski's canned poison, more like it. Yeah, have the rest of it. I'm never touching the stuff again as long as I live. Assuming I live through the day. Ugh. And if you happen to see that Lukowski, tell him I hope he dies in a goddamn fire.
That's one way you could learn about Long Neck Lukowski's can meadery or whatever it's called. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, there's a few different people you can meet over there. I want what's in here. Can I grab it? Doesn't seem like it. Until we have Aqua Boy, we'll take radiation damage from water. Yeah, so Aqua Boy reduces, well, eliminates radiation damage from water. All water. Even if it's like an open pit reactor or something that has water in it from the cooling system, you won't take any damage as long as you're in the water. I guess you could take radiation damage from other things. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. But we survived. Do I really want to keep eating dogs? Not really, but it is survival. Oh yeah, Radstag. Radstag's great because it boosts up your carriage capacity. Not trying to go to that quest marker. So I think that's for that. Pick up the RU-556. And with most of those mod quests, they made it so like, they don't show up until you're a higher level. Oh, here's this place. So there's always this one raider here. And they are a raider. This person right here. Well, your time's come to an end. Too bad. They were mourning their fallen. We're here to loot them. A leather chest piece. Finally. I'll take that. Do I need a leather left arm? No. I'll take a right arm, but they don't have that. A right leg? No, I just need a left leg. Dang it. Let's put it on. And I've got 3 left arms. Why? If I was a scrapper, I could scrap these for adhesives and stuff. Leather left leg. Oh, I have one of these. Well, I should use it. I don't want this raider crap. Just drop it. I really hate this stuff. It's so ugly. Leather left leg. No, I just need the right arm. Got a right arm? She does. I'll take that. I dropped this last piece of raider gear. Finally. Full leather. Anyway, let's continue. So this train car here has a lot of radioactive shit around it. You don't really need to go over there. And there's a bunch of ghouls, but we didn't seem to rile them up. Traveling in the woods is dangerous. You could ride into a Yao Gui. Oh yeah, you could. And we did. That's a Yao Gui. So until I get my scouter, it's going to be pretty hard to spot enemies at nighttime, or just in general. Yeah, the scouter makes a world of difference. Believe you me. So we'll just be sneaky and hopefully it doesn't notice us. But otherwise, you basically just travel along the railroad tracks, wherever they are. Yeah, right here. Another location. Do we really want to go in there? Well, as I recall, it's pretty radioactive, so maybe not. We really just want this mutfruit. I think we got enough distance from the Yao Gui. There's a friendly Mr. Handy. Loot detector tells us they're friendly. That's why they're highlighted in blue. It's like spider sense for goodies. So they have lots of mutfruit, so we're gonna take that for sure. Oh, it's time for the Brotherhood, I guess. So, just like everyone else, they don't care if we steal their shit. Let's not. One of these guys wants to pay you for the mutfruit. Well, he doesn't pay very much, and we need lots of mutfruit, so we're not gonna take that deal. There's potatoes. We already have plenty of those, honestly. Well, the truth is I want to set up Abernathy as a farm too. A big farm. With 36 people, all farming. I can't take their stuff. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, we can talk to her. There's Mr. Handy over here.
Graygarden, darling. This is the Commonwealth's first and only hydroponics facility run entirely by robots.
That's pretty ingenious. I bet you can work around the clock.
Of course, darling. Our unique hierarchy allows for constant operation.
No, but they don't produce double food. Realistically, they should.
The worker drones carry out labor and maintenance. We supervisors, that is myself, Green and Brown, possess sophisticated cognition processors. We are capable of complex analysis and decision-making, a testament to the genius of our creator, Dr. Edward Gray.
I remember him. He was one of Robco's senior engineers, but more than a little eccentric.
You seem a bit confused, darling. You're far too young to remember anything that happened before the war.
I was in a vault. They put me in cryogenic freeze.
Remarkable. I must say, darling, you seem very well preserved. Now, where was I? Robotics and artificial intelligence were our creator's great passions, rivaled only by his love of television. Perhaps you've noticed that I possess a rather singular personality, as do the other supervisors.
Well, it's definitely unique. Sort of hard to miss.
I'll take that as a compliment, darling. After all, the last thing any woman wants to be is ordinary. A few other things you should know. Talk to Green if you need supplies. If it's caps you require, Brown might have a few odd jobs. There's one other thing. a question, really. Tell me, darling, what do you think of the water around here?
It's awful.
Isn't it, though? Pressure is down, radiation is up. Why, it's practically toxic. Just think what it must be doing to my skin. This will never do. I don't mean to impose, darling, but perhaps you could lend us a hand.
All right.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous. Most of our water comes from the old Weston plant, south of here. Such an eyesore. Be a dear and pay a visit, See what you can do. Maybe tidy up the place. It must be filthy. If you can get it working again, I'm sure I can come up with something for you.
Well, whatever. Yeah, it's something to do. Actually, it's the loyalty quest for this place. So if we ever want to do anything here, and honestly, I never usually do, then we'll have to do that. But it's a bunch of XP you can get for killing a bunch of mirelurks, and I really wish I could take this oil from this blowtorch and stuff. But yeah, that's stealing. We can't do it. And how much mutfruit do we even get? Oh, plenty. Yeah, so that'll be a big help getting started with our first adhesive farm at Sanctuary. And then with the stuff we grow there, well, besides feeding ourselves, upgrading a bunch of our equipment, we can also start with Abernathy. Well, after we do the loyalty quest for them, which is to go to Satellite Station Olivia. So at this point, considering, let's see, I'm in good health, I'm hungry, and I'm mildly dehydrated, but that's okay. We can fix those problems. And then, I guess I should go back to Sanctuary, plant the mutfruit, and make my scouter. And I guess let's get the quest for, in fact, we already did, didn't we? He told us to go to Olivia, but we just never did it. Yeah, we got this quest. So let me go make my scouter and take care of the mutfruit situation, and then we'll go to Satellite Station Olivia. I just gotta walk all the way back. Darn it. There are roads that go there. You don't have to go by the railroad tracks. Man, I was really thirsty. Well, I mean, I'm not really gonna follow the roads. I'll probably just go as the crow flies or whatever. Just like go towards the thing. Just gotta watch out for that bear and whatever's in here and hiding in there. I think we're pretty good. It's mostly just those things there that can kill us. Looks like there's some gunners over here. I don't really want to deal with them. They're a good source of combat armor once you have enough levels. What do we have here? How about the correct password?
Nice.
We got something. We got grenades. And that's it. Better turn my light off. It screws up your stealth. Looks like there's a little area to walk around up there, but there's no way up. Interesting. What's this place? Oh, it's full of ferals. But we can handle them. Oh, it's Gorski cabin. I usually find this place a lot sooner. Yeah, and I usually have more trouble with these ghouls, but not this time. Well, you'll take some radiation by going in here, but there's a lot of junk. Better do it anyway. Here we go. Screw you, man. Let's get the stuff.
Nice.
Well, we already knew where that was. Yeah, you can read this, but we don't need to. We got the stuff. Let's just go and continue on our way. Here's the Radstags. They don't care about us, and we don't really care about them. That is, until we have a gun big enough and strong enough to kill them in one shot. Actually, I want that stuff over there. Excuse me, pardon me. You're not gonna attack me, are you? Don't do it. I just want this stuff. Just leave me alone. I don't want to fight you, you don't want to fight me. Whatever. And hey, a machete over here. Home sweet home. Why are you walking over there? Does she always do that? Walking in the river. Alright, so every time you build a scouter, it has like a random style. Now, this guy doesn't really have any theme except maybe blue. So I guess we should roll for a blue one. Which means, yeah, quick save the game and craft a scouter. A scouter. It takes fiber optics and glass. If you need more fiber optics, you can get them from Jamaica Plain. There's been this glitch since forever, and for a while I thought they patched it out, but no, they never did. If you do it right, it's like, well, you pick up these ID cards, but you don't ever swipe them. Instead, just, pick all the fiber optics out of those laser things, and then hit the button at the end of that hallway. Don't ever swipe any ID card. And then they'll just pop back up, and you can do it all over again. An infinite source of fiber optics and crystal. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, it's green. Reload. Nope. Blue and white, blue and black, it probably doesn't matter. I guess blue and black would probably be the most stealthy. It doesn't really matter. We can hardly see our own character. Pink and white, well, that's nice, but not for this character. There we go, blue and white, good enough. So we can equip this blue and white scouter. It gives us some perception, but yeah, the important thing is it can be modified with night vision, a targeting HUD, and a focus enhancer, and a tracking module. So my favorite modules are the tracking module. It works just like a recon scope and keeps track of all your enemies, and the targeting HUD, which highlights enemies. Yep, we have just enough fiber optics to do one mod. Let's do this one. So now enemies will always be highlighted. I combine this with another mod that it's called Customized Targeting HUD, CTH for short, and that way it doesn't highlight friendlies or anything, just enemies, and it can do it when you pull your gun out or all the time. I always like to know when there's hostiles, so I have it set for all the time, highlight enemies. Yeah, and it's funny because now if anyone ever acts friendly, but really they're not, they'll turn red on my HUD, so it's kind of a giveaway. Yeah, so like, you'll know if you screwed up somewhere and everyone turns hostile, and actually at Covenant, sometimes they'll say they're being friendly, but they'll turn red on your HUD, so you know you have to kill them eventually. Well, anyway, I guess we still have to do that thing for the Abernathy's. Where is that place anyway? USAF Satellite Station Olivia. Well, let me just make sure I'm not carrying around a bunch of junk. I'm not going to use some of these things. Could have used some more water. Probably shouldn't carry around all this rad food. Your settlers can eat it, but, well, they have other things to eat. Yeah, like the rad food growing out of the ground. Oh yeah, we should probably plant those. Yeah, let's take care of that. So the trick to farming for adhesive, it's like you want 3 mutfruit, 3 corn, and 3 potatoes in that ratio. So the way that the ingredients are used for the recipe, I mean, you can just look at it. Let's go look at it. So for vegetable starch, you need 3 corn, 3 mutfruit, and 3 potato. So you might remember hearing that mutfruit counts as 1 food, but the other things only count as half. That's for food. For actually making adhesive, it's 1 for 1. So you need 3 mutfruit, 3 potato, and 3 corn. Oh, and 3 water. But if you have water pumps, you'll have plenty of water. We actually only have this thing, and we're already collecting water. So once we get actual water pumps from power, we'll have a lot more water. Yeah, so this thing is turned on, but the light turned red. I don't know, it's just a feature of the mod when you port it to VR. It's still working, and you know that because you can still hear the beacon on the radio. But this is actually a mod for flat, and there's no official release of it for VR, but if you install it and use Xedit, you can change the header to version 0.95. I think it already is, and it's an ESL file. So just flag it as an ESM in Xedit, and then change the extension, and it'll work in VR. That goes for a lot of mods that work in flat, but they're ESLs. As long as it doesn't use a DLL or something, you can use it in VR. You just have to go in and Xedit and change the header and change it to an ESM, because Fallout VR doesn't parse ESLs. That was a feature they added to the flat game. They never added it for VR, so we can't use ESLs. And obviously DLLs are coded specifically for the game they're made for, so you can't use those unless they were made specifically for VR. But basically, unless these modders of the flat game happen to play VR, most of them aren't too interested in modding for VR. So good luck. We were lucky enough to get what's it called? MCM, mod control menu, or whatever it's called, for VR. Yeah, we got this one because that modder came over and helped us. Hey, thanks modder. So now we get this. Not that I need to do anything here right now, but anyway, let's take care of this problem. Did this stuff grow yet? Yeah, but it hasn't grown yet, so we need to put down some mutfruit. Well, you know how to do this. It's easy. I'll just put them in groups of 3. We need to get some more corn. Eventually, this corn will grow and we can pick it to replant it, but man, that takes forever. It'd be better if we could go steal some corn from someone else, or buy it from Carla or something. But well, yeah, basically my plan is I get Sanctuary set up as my first farm and start making most of my first adhesive that I'll use here, and then with what I grow here, I replant over at Abernathy, and that becomes my main farm, and then I turn Sanctuary into a scrapping place. 36 scrapping tables on this foundation station over here, and everyone just scraps and scraps, and I get a bunch of scrap from that. So the way the scrapping stations work, settlers normally produce one piece of scrap in your workshop, up to the limit, unless you have settlement, what's it called? Settlement resources, uncapped settlement surplus. That's what it's called. Yeah, if you have that, they'll always produce one piece of scrap, and I do mean scrap, not a resource, but a scrap item that's then turned into resources per day automatically. But if they're working at a scrapping station, they produce 2 junk items per day. So if you have a bunch of people working at scrapping stations at a lot of different settlements, that creates a mountain of scrap every day. It's all randomized, but well, once you set up supply lines, you can get that scrap anywhere you go. And the Mechanist Lair is a perfect place to use as a hub of well, supply lines, since normally you can't use it for like farming or anything. So you just build a bunch of robots there, and I name them the place that they're sent to, and I use it as a big hub. Logistically, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have robots going on really long journeys all across the way, but in the game it makes sense because you can't really use the Mechanist Lair for much else, practically speaking. Yeah, stuff to take care of. I guess we probably should have slept last night, but we didn't. Better sleep once. We had to sleep for like 8 hours, or was it 7? I don't know. A new settler arrived. Well, settler, you should be farming. I'll use this thing. Well, I always use this thing to set up the work assignments, because it's much easier than going around and finding every little settler to do every little job. Farmers 3. Are they? Oh, we don't have enough beds, and we still don't have any defense. Yeah, and we're producing a bunch of food, so that's good. Let's get some more beds. So settlers are fine with sleeping bags. And normally you're fine with sleeping bags too, except in survival, where you can't sleep properly except in a real bed. Well, that's enough for now. Let's set up the defense. So let's see, our generator's over there, and we're using the kind of turrets that require power, but we're probably just gonna put them in the usual spots anyway. So let's see, I think I have this mod. Well, I think I have this mod. Do I have this mod? It's not something I cook, right? Some of these mods you have to cook. No. Workshop framework controls? I don't think that's the one. What I really need is SKK move workshop thingies. Seems like I don't have that. Okay, well anyway, if you have that mod, you can see exactly where the enemies spawn in. And I just happen to know they spawn in from over there, and maybe over there. But for now, we'll just set up the most minor defense, which is like a turret over there and a turret over here. If we wanted to get really crazy, we could put turrets over there. Should we get really crazy? I guess it just depends. You know, how many turrets can we even build? So these are the turrets I'm going to be using. These bubble turrets, they're really good. Maybe a little too good, but we'll see. And the best one by far is the Heavy Institute laser bubble turret. Oh no, we used our fiber optics, so we can't build them. Well, I guess for the meantime, we could just build these machine guns. They're fancy looking. I mean, it doesn't use the same materials as the fancy turrets, but I don't know, man. Let's just build that and like that. These turrets are much weaker than the ones I'll be building, but we need more fiber optics. So to get more fiber optics, we probably need to go to Jamaica Plain. It's really far away, but well, we'll get there. Anyway, yeah, it'll be pretty exciting going into Satellite Station Olivia, but this episode's gone on long enough, so I'm cutting it here. So if you've been watching, thanks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.